All right, video on the NewPosition MIG MMA 160 welder. I just picked this up off Amazon. It was about 170 bucks, so it's awfully cheap. It does wire feed MIG. It also does stick, so it does come with the lead for it. It also, the one thing that's kind of unique on this one is that you can use it with gas. I'm not currently. I'm just doing flux core, but it can apparently do it. So at 170 bucks, I think it's probably one of the cheapest ones that can do gas. Admittedly, I'm not doing gas because I don't want to spend also the extra money on a tank. So anyways, quick video really just to let you know it can weld. Those are all I've done with it here so far, so not a lot, but it can do it. Seems to do a decent enough job. So if I don't see anything majorly wrong. It's not like it didn't work. The box did come with a hole in it for me, but the unit itself was fine. It does power up. It does seem to work. Pretty simple on mine. I did switch. So with flux core, you want your clamp to be on the positive. So I have it on the positive here. There are some little indications. Oh, that's kind of hot under there. That's negative, and then that one's positive. So I have what would normally be a negative ground clamp hooked up to the positive, and then I did switch the torch lead in here, so from positive to negative if you're running flux. So that's what I'm doing. So I did that. That was about really the only thing I did with it. Otherwise, it's pretty typical of any other MIG welder. You can, you flip that down, flip that up to feed in your wire. This thing will spin that way and can pull out, and then you can pull the wheel out. There's two different sizes. They are both grooved. So, I don't know, for me it was fine. I think with a solid core and you're doing gas, generally it's not a grooved one, but those both are. So, but that's fine. It works fine. It is loud, and actually the fan, I've heard reviews on others that fan is the loudest, but and yeah, the fan's loud, but the loudest piece is actually the wire feed. It's loud, so yeah, that's loud. So the only other odd deal is it doesn't show you what you're set for until you're welding, and then it fluctuates. And personally, I guess I wasn't looking at this when I was trying to weld, so that's rather odd. The only other deal with this that I would say is probably some sort of safety issue is that when you shut this thing off, there is a noticeable delay. You would think that flipping this switch would shut it off instantly. It doesn't. And the other thing too is that that still works. Now it doesn't. But there is a good delay there as far as when you flip that switch and when this thing actually shuts off. And I haven't tried it, but it wouldn't surprise me if I were to try actually welding that it would still be hot. So that's one thing to be concerned, or I guess know about, is it's not off until it's really off, and probably not off until you actually unplug the thing. But anywho, yeah, so I did lay a couple. These are just random speeds and junk, and knocked it off. The slag isn't too bad. Again, this is flux, so there's definitely getting some heat into it. It's a random chunk of bumper spring actually that I had. And I'm running off an extension cord as well. So not ideal for the little thing, but it does work. That's about all I got right now. That's all I've done with it, and I got to go do some other stuff. So anyways, yeah, I hope it'll do what I need it to do when I need to do it. So, and for 170 bucks, it works. So, hey, that's not bad. I also got, a thing of flux wire and a cheap auto darkening helmet, which this also did work, which is pretty darn nice, and it's actually quite comfortable, and the whole head strap actually adjusts really easily too. So that was kind of impressive. That was $35, I think, all in with this, the wire, the helmet, shipping and tax. I think is about $260 all in. So, which is pretty ridiculous that you can get a welder for a welder helmet and some wire all in for, you know, under $300. So otherwise, most machines themselves, you go to a store, ones that can't do gas, you're still looking at $500 or whatever for a Hobart. Don't know what the duty cycle is on this thing. No idea. Can't imagine it's all that high. Instructions are terrible. A lot of broken English. Actually reading through the instructions the other night, I was kind of questioning. I was like, boy, they can't really write the instructions all too well. I don't know if I should really trust this thing, but I could maybe build some things, but wouldn't be able to make a decent manual in Chinese. So does seem like the thing works so far for a very little bit anyways. And if it breaks, I guess I'll put an update. Bye.